Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane, and today I thought I'd share with you my latest make, which is a bit of a scrap busting project. Now I was going to do a strappy top, but then I decided against that because I got out this pattern. I'll show it you because I've made it many times before, and it's this one, and it's New Look 6483, and I've made it a few different ways. So here it is on the mannequin. So just here is the join line. So I've done a small seam and then pressed it well, so it's barely visible. I mean, it is visible, but you buy some tops that have got joins in like that, so I don't suppose it really matters. And then once I've got the top and the bottom joined together, I then marked on the bust darts. So it has got the bust darts on as well. But if you're going to do this, add those on after you've joined your pieces, then put your pattern piece back on top so you can get it in the right place. Or you could try it on and then mark your bust dart yourself that way. And then for the top and the sleeves, I've used this broad bias tape that I made. Here at the side, we've got this little vent. Now on my mannequin, the waist is up here, so you can see it comes below the waist, but it is a shorter top. And then the back, I was going to do a button and vent, but then I tried it over my head, pinned, and I didn't need that, so I just stitched it up. So here we've got a piece here and here, and then a piece here and here. So it's in 4 pieces at the back. But again, that's not a problem because you do get them that are sometimes 1 piece here and then 2 at the top. So, you know, 1 extra join there doesn't matter. Here it is on. Side vent. Back. So here's a little view of the inside. So here you can see clearly where I've joined the panels on the back. I've pressed the seam open and then I've just done this small seam across the back here. I've just done a centimetre hem at the bottom, overlocking, and then turned it under. And then the same, turned under the vents at the side. And then just press the sides open and flat. And then the binding just round the neck, just folded under all the way around. So at the front it's just the 2 pieces because I cut both on the fold, and then we have these 2 side darts here and here. So quite simple, quite quick, but a great way to use up some scrap pieces. I mean, even if you've got a couple in different colours, you could do pattern on the bottom and the top in a solid, so you could do that. You could use something different, or you could use ready-made bias tape if you don't want to make your own. So let me know how you get on and if you have a go at using this pattern or another pattern to do this kind of thing, using panelling on a top to use up some of your scraps. Now if you watched my video the other day, a few days ago, I said I was going to use up another scrap piece from a work project, and I was going to make some shorts because I'd just made the Thea trousers, and I thought with the scrap piece I could make some shorts using the Thea tilly and the buttons trouser pattern. So I've done that. I'm going to show you those now, and I'll also insert some images. So these are the ones that I've made. I'm really pleased with them. I've had them on already. I love this because it's this brushed twill, cotton twill, really nice. So I've done the pocket how it should be at the front. I didn't have a zip this colour, but I've used a peach one. Can't really see it when it's zipped up, so it doesn't matter. I've done them sort of a longer length short, so they come above my knee, but I just thought it makes them more versatile rather than just like a really short beach kind of shorts. And I won't be going to many beaches this year anyway, I don't think. So the back on the Thea is a welt pocket. So I've just done these patch pockets. So I've just cut the shape out myself, and I've just done these on the back because I didn't feel I needed the welt pocket on them. They're just sort of an everyday shorts, but I do think they look quite smart. So I think if you were to make these as a shorts for the summer in a nice fabric like this, you could probably wear those as smart wear as well, with a nice blouse or shirts and things. So I also just narrowed the leg a little bit at the top. So it's a wide leg pattern. They're really wide at the bottom, but they're also quite full at the top. So I just tapered it a little on the front leg and the back leg. So I'm really pleased with that. That's another make out of the way using up scrap pieces. I'm trying to stay on top of it now. If I have pieces left, try and make sure that I get on and do something with it as soon as I have some time, rather than storing them away and thinking they'll come in useful, because I get lots of bits left over from work projects. They can accumulate quite quickly like that. So it's better if I just get on and make something with them. So just one other thing that I wanted to share with you today before I go, and it's an article I found on the BBC website, and it's about sustainable wardrobes and sustainable fashion. Now, I know you're probably thinking, because I'm making clothes and so on, this is not sustainable. Well, it is, because if you make your own clothes, obviously you're not going out every weekend and buying loads of new clothes, because the clothes take longer to make and you're more likely to keep them for longer and have more of an emotional attachment to them because you're making them yourself. And clothes that we love and keep for many years are obviously more sustainable. So it's a really interesting article, mainly because it just gives you ideas, even if you've not thought about things in this way before, and ways that you can get more out of your wardrobe, the way that you go about purchasing if you do go out and buy new things, because a lot of people that still sew will still buy new clothes as well. So there's that to think about. I just found it really interesting, and I thought I would share a link, and I read it and I found it really fascinating. I did find it rather amusing though that the person that the interviewer was talking to was talking about his wardrobe and how he wore all of it, and it was in very neutral colours and everything went together. And I think in some ways, I think most women tend to prefer a lot more colour and a lot more variety in their wardrobe than perhaps males do. Anyway, I'm probably generalising here, but I think it's true in most cases. And we probably generally do have a wider selection of clothing. So if I'm thinking about myself and my own sons and my own husband, then they tend to favour just the same things and the same kind of colour palette anyway. I know you are going to get people that are completely opposite of that, males who do like a more colourful wardrobe, but I think on the whole, women do tend to like variety and more items to choose from. That's just my thoughts on it anyway. So I think just looking at it that way, I think it's perhaps easier from a male perspective. And also we tend to like dresses and skirts, trousers and shorts and so on, whereas I think males tend to stick mainly to sort of trousers and mainly jeans for casual. So let me know what you think about that. Also let me know what you think of the article. I thought it was really thought-provoking. And I would also like to mention, if it wasn't for the fact that I get fabrics like I've used leftovers today as part of my job, then what I always used to do is I used to go and get things from the charity shop to refashion. I still do that sometimes. And if I was short on fabric, I used to get a lot of fabrics that way and didn't buy fabric very often at all. And now it's usually only a couple of times a year that I'll buy something seasonal. So I try to use up all the leftover bits whenever I can. So that's probably a reason why I get to do as much sewing as I do. So please let me know what you think about it if you read the article, and maybe let me know in the comments. So I hope you're enjoying whatever you're up to today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment. It all helps the channel. And I look forward to sharing some more sewing inspiration with you really soon. Bye for now.